Hello everyone and welcome back to the Caney Choirs Welsh International Team YouTube Football Manager 2014 series. And look at that, we are now on the verge of beginning our European Championship qualifying campaign for the Euro 2020. And look at the group that we've got. We've got Belarus, Armenia, Finland and Ukraine. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think they're way more than capable of topping that group. No, I mean, the hardest game that we've got, you'll soon see, is away to Ukraine, and that's the first game we're playing. So we're going to get the hardest one out of the way with a lot like we did in the World Cup qualifying, which, it was a very, very disappointing end to that. If you were like me and thought, yeah, we were going to do this, I honestly believe we were going to. But to be honest with you, this qualifying campaign is going to give us a great opportunity to fire up in the world rankings and get our seeding better for the World Cup qualifiers for the World Cup 2022. So if we go to their fixtures, I'll take you through the friendly matches we've played recently as well. We played 3 of them. In March, we beat Northern Ireland 5-0 at home. We beat Iran 4-1 at home. Montenegro 3-0 away. So we're going into this with a lot of confidence. Obviously, in this episode, we're only going to have the 2 qualifying games, and obviously it's going to be away to Ukraine. Anything better than a loss in that game is going to set us up really nicely for the rest of the campaign, because in Ukraine at home I think we can win, and then home and away against all the other teams I'm pretty certain we can win. The only tricky other away game for me really should be Finland. Belarus, sitting there, and I think, yeah, why not? We should beat them at home and away. So we could actually put ourselves in a great position to start with. Obviously, we've got a couple of friendly games to see the season out. I think the next competitive match was going to be, I think it said, if we go to the home page, it did say on here, let's have a look to see. I'm sure it said on here that we'll be playing against, actually we've got Ukraine there, then we've got Belarus, but the next one I'm sure was Armenia in March, yeah. Friday, the 29th of March, away to Armenia. That's going to be the next one, but we won't be including that one in this episode. That's a bit too much of a stretch away to actually get to that game. But this is our squad. Carl Darlow, Fon Williams, Hennessy, Chester, Davis, Dummett, James Graham, Chris Gunter, Liam O'Neill. Right, I'm going to take you through a couple of these players, right, because you won't know some of these. Obviously, Bromwich you'll remember from towards the end of our last campaign. Obviously, the rest of these you should know, except coming up here, Kerith Jones is a youngster who plays for, who's a Swansea player. He's out on loan at the moment, didn't say who to. It was a recommended. So he was recommended for, oh, bloody hell, yawning like, ugh. Do beg my pardon for that. Recommended by my assistant manager to include him in this squad. Now, I don't see why, to be honest. He's not going to play much part. I think it was just for him to be part of the setup, train with the likes of Bale and that, who has got a bit of an injury at the moment, but see that little X means that he should be back in time. I'm not sure that little arrow, that little pointy up arrow means to say up here. It usually tells you what it means, the little pointy up arrow. I think that just means that he's probably going to be injured for this game, but the game after he should be fine. Obviously James Graham is a budding centre back on loan from Everton. He was playing Everton first team last season, funny enough. Liam O'Neill is another budding youngster. He's a Sheffield United player. He was in our last squad. He played a part in the 4-1 win against Iran. So we got quite a lot of good youngsters coming through, and it's good to be able to include them in these types of squads. Although this was the squad that was recommended to me by my assistant. I got rid of Kit Symons. Kit Symons, for me, he wasn't updating the player reports enough. There was reports from like 2 years ago on some of them. It was like, oh, come on, get a grip, mate. So I brought in Paul Clement, and his judging player ability and potential is better. And fair play, he is the bollocks, and he knows our formation pretty well, except he plays a little bit more defensive. We're just going off it the way that we usually do with the three orthodox central midfielders, but he's continental pro license, and his reputation is national, so he's a good assistant. I'm actually happy that we got him aboard. But anyway, yeah, that's our squad. And instead of leaving you guys with a bunch of waffle, let's go straight to our game against Ukraine away. I'll see you there. Okay then, and here we are. This is the game, the big one. This is going to be the toughest game that we're going to play in this entire campaign. And looky right here, we got Bale is ready, our new captain. I actually named Gareth Bale as captain, Aaron Ramsey as vice. I think Bale is ready to lead this team. He's the best player. I think being captain would only bring better out of him, and possibly his wisdom will bring better out of everybody else as well. Sean Robinson's going to get his first start. We had to replace Bromwich. Someone Robinson making the step up from the under 21s. But I definitely think he's ready. He's got the rating for it, and you know, he is doing well at club level, so definitely got to be worth giving him a go. Lancey, we all know what he's capable of. He scored a hat trick against Montenegro in the 3-0 win, so he's got to get a game. And Ramsey, Alan Collison, Ben Davis, Dermot Chester, Gunther, Hennessy taking goal. Obviously, his form has been better than Darlow's in club level. Sorry, I couldn't quite get those words out. So let's crack on and see how we get on. And unfortunately, we've taken a setback in this game. We've gone 1-0 down. As you can see, some poor defending there, laid the space to Yarmolenko on the left, and no one had hold of Zozulia or Morozyuk. It was basically completely unmarked. That was bad defending. 1-0 down. Okay, it's half time, guys, and we're 1-0 down. We did have a chance to equalise towards the end of the first half, and it did fall to Sean Robinson, but it was from a really, really tight angle, so couldn't really expect him to score that. But it's not great at the moment, but we've got the second half to come. Let's see what the next 45 minutes brings us. And it goes from bad to worse, guys. We are now 2-0 down. No one picking up on Zozulia. So I don't know how the hell he managed to run all that way. Fair play to them, that was a good goal, but how he went all that way completely unmarked and unnoticed is beyond me. 2-0. Okay, and unfortunately, guys, we've fallen to defeat in our first game, and 50-50 possession, not a lot of difference in the chances, so they took their chances and we didn't, so I'm actually not happy about that. I should have maybe started Cassidy instead of Robinson, but I honestly thought he'd been ready. Unfortunately, and I don't like it, I got proved wrong. Really don't like being proved wrong. And yeah, for our 50th game as well, it was our 50th game, and for it to be as disappointing as this, it leaves a bit of a bittersweet taste in the mouth, doesn't it? And we're going to need to really pick ourselves up now, and hopefully we can improve for Belarus. So I'll take you there. There's no point looking at the table because we pretty much don't want to look at it right now, do we? So I'll see you at the Belarus game, guys. Okay then, guys, this is it, the home game against Belarus. We're hoping to kick on with a victory now to put the Ukraine game behind us. Obviously you can see there's a couple of changes except Robinson. You think, oh, why start him again, why not start Cassidy? Cassidy got himself injured, Bradley had to replace him. Simon Church, it's never really been a prolific scorer for us, it's always been Vokes and Cassidy. You know, when it comes to getting the goals, Church doesn't get them as often, and it's all down to form and fitness as well. You know, club form I look at, because the ones who are playing best week in week out are obviously going to come to our games with a lot more confidence. So the teams I pick and the squads that I pick, they're all based on a mixture of their abilities, their fitnesses, and their form. So Belarus should not be a formidable opponent. So let's kick on and let's see how we get on. And it's 1-0. It's an own goal from, well, you try and pronounce that. I certainly can't. It was a good free kick into the box from Gareth Bale. I honestly thought James Chester had got his head to it, but it was actually, oh, what a finish. I think James Chester would have been proud of that himself anyway, even if he had got his head to it. Happy days, 1-0. And it's Lancey with a cheeky little goal. Played in by Gunther. I'm sure Gunther played him in. It's 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes. It's taken a little bit of time to obviously break the deadlock. It took us half hour. But Ramsey played today. Gunter looked like he was going to get tackled. Smashed his way through. Ramsey was there. Straight across the keeper. High and very accurate. Happy days, 2-0. Okay guys, we go in half time. It's 2-0. I'm kind of hoping Robinson makes an impact soon, because if he doesn't make an impact in this game, he will be getting dropped. But other than that, everyone else is playing really well. Obviously, Robinson's not playing particularly bad, but as a striker, you've got to be the one making the impact. You've got to be getting goals. You've got to be Vokes. You've got to be Cassidy. You've got to be goal scoring. So we'll see. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. We'll start the second half. Okay then guys, it was a dominant performance here. We won 2-0 obviously, but we didn't keep hold of the ball as well. I mean, against Belarus you would expect our possession to be a bit better, but we did have chances. We didn't take as many as we'd like to have, but we've won 2-0. So we can say we put Ukraine behind us. Oh gosh, sorry guys. Knackered today. Yeah, so we can say we put Ukraine behind us. We got 3 points. So this is where our European qualifying campaign starts, really. Steve Lance again, man of the match. He had a good game in the end. Robinson failing to have an impact again, so I'm going to have to drop him, But then we have got a few other good strikers to choose from. Obviously Cassidy will hopefully be back come Armenia. And hopefully we can look a little bit better, because we are capable of better. Even though this looks good, that doesn't look as good. And in the game we didn't have as many clear-cut chances as you would have liked. So yeah, so anyway guys, let me just take you to the table just so I can round this episode off. Okay then guys, so this is us. Obviously Armenia have had a good start, fair play, but then they would have played against, well, they played Belarus and Finland obviously. So if Armenia are capable of beating these two, then so are we. We're capable of beating Armenia twice. It's all about Ukraine. And hopefully they can drop a couple of points against one of these teams and we can beat them at home and take the top spot, because we want the top spot. We want to improve our world ranking, so beating all these teams is going to be a good start. And obviously if we break into the top 15, it means that come the group stages of the World Cup, we can be a number 1 seed. And if we can get a number 1 seed, we're not going to have a world beater like Spain in our group to top it. We're going to be the favourites to win that group, obviously. So yeah, so obviously a rather short episode, guys, I know, but this is basically a kicking off the qualifying campaign. Obviously the next episode we will look to play a lot more games, and then the episode after will round the qualifying campaign off for us. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. I hope that you're feeling as confident as I am that we can push on and forget about the World Cup disappointment, and hopefully we can qualify for the Euros again, have a better rating in it this time as well, and we can look forward to another World Cup qualifying campaign. Anyway, that's all I've got time for now then, guys, and so cheerio for now. Thank you very much.